Hey, hello world, still here. Gonna talk about making some ring gaps um, for these pistons for my little 2.8 liter Bronco engine that I'm rebuilding. So got a rebuild kit, and it came with piston rings. Little did I know, but you have to make a gap because when the engine starts combustion, these rings will expand, and they need to have a gap in them so to make up for that expansion in the ring. So in the book over here, this particular engine, the ring gap needs to be 0.015 to 0.023 inch gap in there. So couldn't find rings that were stock, so these are all for board 30 over. So as you can see, there is no gap where that goes together. It's actually overlapped a little bit. So I've had to make the gap. So what I've done, this is one that I haven't started yet. This is one that I have started working on. You can see that it's not overlapping anymore, but there's still no gap. So the goal is 0.15 to 0.023. So I've been measuring them to 0.018, kind of in the middle. So what I've done here is I've taken the rings. This is one that I have already gotten done. This one here, this one has a good gap in it. So what I'm doing in order to get that gap is I've got this grinder here, and try to set this phone down so I can. It's kind of hard to do, but so what I'm doing is I'm turning this on, and I don't really like that. I can set this up like that. Oh yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, so what I'm doing is I put the ring in there before I start it because I don't want to run it and bump it against the side. So what I'm doing is I put it in there. I turn on the grinder. Bump it a few times. And then I will put it back in there like so. Put it back in there, and I've learned that it's good to put it about 1 inch in or so. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the piston with this ring still in it and pushing it down, making it even. That way it sets in there even. So you can see this one here is starting to get a gap. Starting to. Do this one more time on this one, and we'll check it again. All right. Set that back down there. And we'll check it again. Put it back in there. Spin it in there. Make sure it's not too far on any side. It's starting to get a gap a bit on the outside. Let that focus in just a bit. Alright, so it's starting to get a gap on the outside of that ring, but the inside's still touching. So, what I've been doing is I don't want to go over and have to just redo it. I've got a few extra rings. So what I've been doing is I've been taking this file here. Get this thing set up where it won't fall over. What I've been doing is taking this file here, and I've been filing it down a bit. There we go. Filing it down. Once it starts getting close, so I hate going over. And then I'm gonna Check it again. Check it again. Pull that up. And we're starting to get there now. You can see that gap. That gap is starting to get in now. So, all right, so let's push that back in. Yeah, still got a ways to go. But so you just do that process over and over and over. Here's one I've already got. So we'll pull this one out of here just to speed this video up. That way we'll get to the end of it. So you don't want to watch 10 minutes of filing one down and down and down and down until it finally gets there. So let's put this back in there the right way. Right? So you can see my gap. There we are. And I'm taking my feeler gauge and I'm gonna slide it right in there. Boom. Boom. There's your ring gap. So that way, whenever the engine starts combusting, this expands. That way, it won't be too tight and tear up the cylinder walls, do other damages. It could do all kinds of things, I'm imagining. So anyway, that's a quick video on doing ring gaps. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.